welcome to internship. I hope everyone is being safe. I hope everyone is nice and warm. Thank you for your well wishes about my father-in-law. It was a beautiful homegoing service, and it is unfortunate that he's no longer with us, but at least he's not in any more pain. So again, welcome to internship. I wish that we were meeting face to face instead, and I did try to make that happen, but it didn't work. I'll be talking quickly. You'll see a yellow, do you see this yellow circle, and it's kind of going around? Those are things that I will be highlighting throughout this little 10-minute video, and I will definitely try and answer some of your questions. So I'm Mel Savels. For those of you, most of you had me before, but we have a full class of 15. I do apologize for some of you who may have showed up at Reedman Hall. I did receive an email from Aaron saying a couple of students did show up. I need you to make sure that you always check your email. Always. Because as professionals at this time, that will be my main form of communication. So if you have not figured out how to forward all of your emails from Northampton's website to your telephone or a phone, your device where your emails come to you automatically, I think that you need to have a sit-down talk with me and come to my office hours, and we can try and make that happen. So I want to first congratulate all of you on the persistence and hard work that you've gotten, that have gotten you here so far. And I want you to always think about all of your strengths. This is a strength-based operation here. So, and also know that there is always room for growth. I am continuously trying to grow as a professor and a mentor to my students, and I hope that you do the same. Even those of you who are exceptional as students, as lab students, especially interactions, we always have room for growth. So some urban legends and fallacies about internship is that it's so difficult, it's so hard. But I want to set the record straight. It really isn't. It's difficult and hard if you do not have your time management in place. You really need to be able to organize yourself, organize your thoughts, organize everything that needs to happen so that things go smoothly. So, one thing I can only stress to you is that you really need to look at each other. It's 15 of you in the classroom. You need to look at each other as a support group. You need to build a mutual trust and a friendship among those of you who will spend lots of time together. Now, we'll only meet on Fridays, but please know that you really need to contact me. I need you to talk to me. I need you to email me. I need that line of communication open. I email you quickly. If you email me a question and I don't know the answer, I'm still acknowledging your email. I'm going to send you an email saying, I don't really know right now, but I am going to get back to you. This is the type of professionalism that I am expecting from you as well. So when I send an email out to you, I need you to confirm. I need you to send me a response back right away saying, oh, Mel, well, Professor, I received your email. You need to acknowledge and keep the line of communication open. And, depend on each other. So you would email each other as well. So some plans and next steps in placements. Most of you have been placed, and you should have already had a full week's 10 hours of internship already. Your start date was Tuesday, January 26, 2016. For those centers who did not recognize Martin Luther King holiday, you may have started on the 25th. So what I would like you to do is just to make sure that you are in touch with your cooperating teacher. especially now, and this is an ideal time. You need to be able to call or contact via email your co-op, letting them know about your snow situation. Things happen, emergencies happen, but you're treating this as if it is a job. So not only will you be contacting your co-op when you're late, you will need to contact me. So whatever correspondence that you have that's going to affect your professionalism, you need to make sure that I get that information as well. So to copy me on emails saying to your co-op that you're late, or that you won't be able to come in because you're not feeling well, or you're having whatever type of trouble. But making sure that everything you do is in a professional manner. You should have the staff handbook from your cooperating facility, and you should read that. So you're going to do exactly what the teachers do. So if the teachers wear jeans on Friday, that's what you would do. I would caution you to try your very best to dress as professional as possible. The khaki would work. I'm not asking you to wear a three-piece suit, but you just never know when I'll pop in. Never. Review assignments and begin all of your reading, and log into Blackboard to review the course syllabus, and contact me with any questions, which many of you have already done. Professionalism, you're going to hear this constantly from me over and over and over again, and it applies to all areas of internship. In classroom with cooperating teachers, assistant teachers, supervisors, children, families, and other professionals. So you'll have a weekly class attendance and participation. We did not come, but I will see who viewed this video, and that will count as your participation. And then you will also have faculty and fellow students professionalism with each other. So the nitty-gritty of the paperwork. So in internship, this is a heavy paperwork course. So of course you're going to need to always do those clearance updates. Everything you need to do that you did to come into the program must be updated. So you give your credential portfolio to your internship site. Acceptance into internship is contingent on passing all of your courses. So you will have completed 150 hours by the end of the semester. We have a 15-week semester, 10 hours each week. You need to schedule at least 3 mornings every week. So let's say you have a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You need to be there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for 3 hours. And one hour additional rather, is to plan with the cooperating teacher. So you need to spread this out over the semester. And initial visits, when I come to observe you, will be about 3 visits for each of you. And I will give you written feedback and next steps. So the weekly work, you're going to have 2 documented lesson plans each week. Your LEPs, we're transitioning from LEPs to lesson plans. You're also going to have a teacher child observation forms, your observe and respond forms, and you're going to always do a classroom display. I will be looking for your classroom displays. You have 6 key assessments in this class. The action research, which is a huge assessment. The teaching skills and strategies, your curriculum project, your child assessment project, your family and community, your final TEOC portfolio with written reflections on each of the standards. Again, with the communication, you are responsible for communicating any changes in your weekly schedule with me and your cooperating teacher. And you're also responsible for handing in your work on time. There's nothing due right now. Nothing is due. You are responsible for asking questions to clarify any aspects of the course. Your action research, which is one of your key assessments, begins day one. You need to start observing some little issues that are happening in your classroom. Now, action research is not necessarily a problem, but it's something that is kind of catching your eye. So you want to work to identify a topic for your project. And when you come to class on Friday, I want you to come prepared to discuss some ideas so that we would be able to, flush some things out. And then for your TAOC portfolio, you have to have, of course, electronic versions as well as the hard copy version. And you really should have already been collecting all of that information. In your internship manual, there's roles and responsibilities charts and other key assessment information. So, during our class meetings, come prepared to discuss topics that are related to our assessment. This is a seminar class, so I will not be really doing a whole bunch of introductory type of information, but we'll be doing more of a sharing information. Key assessments will drop 1 letter grade for each week late. Class attendance is not optional. Did you hear that? Not optional. You must attend, and you must stay for the duration of the course, and it is connected to your participation in the course. Time management will help reduce stress and make sure those key assessments are being worked on at all times. During this time, it is advised that you get lots of rest as much as you possibly can, get organized, confirm transportation methods and even alternative methods, inform family and friends that you are busy this semester, and reflect on current strengths and areas of growth. So some of the questions that you came up with was Kirsten, Nolan, Lindsay, Shatikwa, and Allison all sent me questions, and they were all pretty much the same. When is our first journal due? When are lab packets due? Due dates, lesson plans, same questions, plus hours in during the week, and what should be the concentration for this week's class. Well, the first journal is due next week when we talk about it. I want to do face-to-face with you. Our lab packets, I wanted us to also talk about how we should do this. Maybe I want to move into an every 2-week type of lab packet due. I don't know yet, but I want to see the consensus, and I also need to get a feel for your work again. So I do want you to concentrate on your lab packet. I want you to also look at Blackboard, and that will give you the exact due date when things are due. I want things due the Thursday before we have class Friday so that I can spend Thursday actually correcting your paperwork and hopefully giving you great feedback so that we would be able to move forward. But again, I want to play it by ear. So what should be the concentration for these upcoming weeks? Action research should be your concentration. Kind of gathering 2 children for your child assessment project so that we would know you can have an idea of what to do. So in short, when you come in on Friday, please come in with your signed timesheets. You should have 2 weeks worth of timesheets. Do not worry about your reflection journal as a formalized paper, but I would like you to have jot some notes down of what it is that you've learned that week, and we will do some of the discussion. Hopefully this will relieve some of your anxiety and some of your stress. Give me a call if you have an issue or a problem, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.